Well, if you've ever been to the Caribbean, then you're likely familiar with the distinct sounds of the steel pan. And we're fortunate enough today to have a local steel pan player who is very accomplished. I'm talking about Dejan Luckystickz Hamilton, and he's going to talk a little bit about his experiences. First of all, this is something you picked up. I guess you were a drummer originally, and you heard these sounds, and obviously you were intrigued. How do you get into playing the steel pan when you're a kid growing up here in Hamilton?
Yeah, about 9 years ago, I joined a band called the Hamilton Youth Orchestra as their drummer, and probably for about a year I drummed for them. And then eventually, I know the breaks, I started fooling around with it. Steel pan is a really cool instrument.
And if you've ever seen it live, it is pretty amazing. I mean, you hear it all the time in movies and stuff like that, but when you actually see it live, there's something special about it.
Right. So that whole thing intrigued me to be able to see that, wow, I could actually play songs on the radio and really recognize them, and this is a steel pan, totally cool. So I decided to switch over from drum set onto steel pan, although I do still play both. But been playing about 9 years now, and that's how that happened, through the Hamilton Youth Orchestra.
How do you get the stage name Luckystickz?
Luckystickz comes from two names. When I was younger, I got lost and I was found at Canada's Wonderland, and that's where Lucky came from. And because I always played drums from when I was younger, Sticks was also a nickname, so I just put two together, Luckystickz.
Talk a little bit about the steel pan, because it is, when you actually look at a steel pan, you realize that it's a lot more intricate than it looks at first hand. I mean, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, so it's a percussion instrument, but it's melodic, which is what I love about it, because I love all percussion stuff, but now that I can play melodies on it, it's awesome. It has all the notes that a regular piano has, and if you're reading music, you read it the same way. It's 3 octaves of C, if you know from your piano, all the different notes on there.
All those people that took those piano lessons as a kid know exactly what you're talking about.
So you can play anything on it, any genre, any style. It's not just Caribbean based. It's an amazing instrument.
Okay, now let's talk about, you've done some pretty amazing things with the steel pan. First of all, you were the first Canadian steel pan player to attend Berkeley on a scholarship because of the steel pan, so it's done some great things for you.
Right. So I went to Mohawk for about a year on drum set, and then I was looking around for my second year, where do I want to go, what type of schools offer a steel pan program, and Berklee College of Music in Boston was offering this steel pan program for their first year, and I said, oh, wow, this is definitely something I want to get into and do. And yeah, it's been able to bring me there.
Now, it's also brought you around the world, because I know you performed in places all over the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, you talked a lot about, but also recently you were able to go on a trip to Singapore. Not many steel pan players have ever been to Singapore to perform, and it's very new to a lot of the people over there as well.
Right, so a production company called Eagles in Singapore actually invited Larry Watson, who was the main feature of the concert. And through his organization, Save Ourselves, he invited us Berkeley students to be able to come over and play as well. So steel pan was something that was new to many people there. And it really wowed them away. Like, wow, this is such a cool instrument. I heard a few people say, like, I've never seen this before. So yeah, it was definitely an awesome experience to be able to go and share that with them, piece of my culture to their culture.
Have you been able to stay in touch with anybody over there that's now kind of picked up steel pan?
Not yet, but hopefully I'll be able to, continue to leave some type of remnants over there. Hopefully I get to go back and visit again.
Well, what kind of reaction did you get from people that had, never seen this before, that were experiencing it for the first time?
Awestruck, I guess. It was kind of like my first experience of seeing the instrument. It was kind of like, wow, how does it make that sound, and like, how does it work? That was mostly like the, what does it do? How does it work? Where's the sound coming from? Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some of the other things that you do. I mean, you're this kid that you grew up in Hamilton, you're now traveling the world. You're also doing motivational speaking as well, and I guess incorporating what you do with the steel pan. Right.
So I grew up in the north end of Hamilton, and I realized how many different things and different distractions are around you, that if you don't really have a set focus on something that you love to do or something that takes you out of that environment, you could get caught up in the mess. So I decided, as part of my mandate and as part of something that I do, that I'll be a motivational speaker. So I visit schools around the North End, and not only the North End, but anywhere. And I usually come up with a theme. Last year my theme was I am, we are, and you can. I can, you can, we can. And this year my theme is I am because we are. So basically, I want to be able to give you something, some type of motivation to kind of pick up something, whether it's sports, whether it's music, no matter what it is, and to just be able to really focus on it and to really go that path so that, you know, we don't get caught up in all the
being from the
mess.
north end of Hamilton, or being from Hamilton, you're able to relate to these kids, I'm
Right.
sure. I'm sure there's also people out there right now that are just wondering how they can get more information about you. You're a fascinating guy. If you want to get more information about Dejan, check him out at Luckystickz.com. There's a phone number as well, 788-3717. Check it out. Thank you so much for doing this with us today, Dejan.
Thank you for having me today.